The Hawks don't play here a lot. We're having a look at the record. Franklin's averaged 4 goals a game for the last 5 that the Hawks have played at the Dome.
It'll be Campbell up against Hill to start proceedings in the ruck. Give that one to Campbell, and straight away a whistle. So against Welsh for a hold on the skipper for the Hawks, Sam Mitchell. He goes out wide, looks for Williams, who works his way to the front. Taken by Clark, dispossessed, but did well to get it to Bateman. Bateman goes inside 50, squares it up. Roughhead's there. Roughhead got to hit both hands on the footy, couldn't hang on to it. Fletcher over the football, got to be careful. Roughhead's in there again. Still in the pack, and the umpire will bounce just 15 metres out from the Hawks' goal.
Good play by Bateman to put it to the top of the square to give Roughhead a chance to mark.
So Fletcher with the job on Roughhead. Hill cleverly to Fletcher, but the kick not producing a great result. Ellis, though, under siege. So another ball up. It's Alistair Clarkson with his team, beautifully placed halfway through this season. Franklin and Ryder, 2 young players, and they're going at each other hard. Paddy Ryder looks a slightly diffident young player, but this might be the night to bring out the tough side in him. Bombers, good takeaway. Jane Nash poking it forward, and Lloyd has come a long way up. The 50 pretty open. Crowding now, though, as he takes a long time. And then sits it for his old side kick, but Lucas is outpointed here by Campbell Brown. Monfries keeps it alive. Love it. Good improvisation. Lucas got him, just couldn't take him over, which was the result he wanted, and the Hawks are away.
And Ladson goes wide, very wide, and finds Bateman, this time deep in defence. Arguably the best run of the Hawks have in their team, having a very good season, Chance Bateman. Kicks to a one-on-one. Campbell just nudged Hill under the ball and did it well in the end. Now dishes off to Hodge, back after that hamstring injury and having his appendix removed. Osborne goes deep to Williams. He's got great skill, but he lost a handle on the footy. Left foot snap. There's across the face. Clark's there. And he keeps it alive. Does he? No. We'll have a throw in.
And Clark, who hit that ball back into play, his main role is to tackle, chase, harass, and he's one of the best in the AFL at doing it, locking the ball in his team's forward line.
Oh, bit of a push there, not paid as such, and Hooley breaks. Lovett Murray just deliberated. Bombers were good last week against Adelaide, and they're looking to carry that form over, and they're asserting themselves at the moment. Lovett giving to Winderlick, who was one of their good players in Adelaide. Now McPhee's got loose. Don't know how that happened. He was in a hectare. Again, Lucas is trying to get away from Brown. He can't, but the short option is okay. And there's 50, and Lonigan will kick from the goal line.
Gee, we saw a couple of soft ones at the MCG today, Rob, with the 50-metre penalties. That didn't look too much in that one either.
Just a couple of touches on the back, and they gave the 50-metre penalty. As long as they're consistent, that's all we ask for.
So Tom Lonigan, no problem. The Bombers have the first of the night. They've defended staunchly when Hawthorn have attacked a couple of times, and now they've kicked the opening goal. Sam Lonigan, of course. Tom, we saw playing here last week and again last night.
Gee, yeah, not much in it, is there? And we saw the push with Hill in the back down the other end of the ground that they let go. I feel for the umpires today because they are under enormous pressure with the rules they are asked to interpret. There's Scotty Laycock. He thinks it's pretty funny. The Bombers have got off to a good start. He was going to play his 50th game. They had his name on the banner.
They did. Means he'll get it twice now, Jason Laycock. So first blood to the Bombers. Down it goes. Hill the tap. Myers. Got it out to Lonigan. Ball goes back inside. The Bombers attacking 50. Good hands. McPhee should goal. Bombers away. No, he's missed. Oh, that's a bad miss. Gee, that would have been a beautiful start for Essendon, but from point-blank range, really, Adam McPhee should have nailed that.
Well, they're playing as though last week's done a bit for them. That was a shocking miss from one of their experienced players. Such a wasted opportunity. Now, here's Rioli leading Slattery to it. Slattery just getting his body in the right spot. Osborne and Clark, Mitchell, but Essendon keeping Hawthorn under pressure. Ladson releases Bateman, and now the Hawks can set something up. 50's wide open. Fletcher, though, flicking it away from Roughhead. And the Hawks' first score is a rushed minor.
Fletcher goes short to Lovett Murray, who goes back into the corridor. No problem there. Marked by Hooley. Back to Fletcher.
This gives Hawthorn a chance to get the Clarkson's cluster in place, so they just get numbers, so forcing Essendon to go short.
There's your man, Rob, with those orange boots. Didn't work too well from that time, Reamers. Turns it over. Hodge loads up on the left. Good kick. Not quite for Young, but he still might get it. Good tackle by Lovett Murray, a ripping tackle. Saved the day for Essendon.
And tackling's gone to a new level in AFL football. We are seeing some of the best tackles that we've ever seen put on. Players really take pride in it. They're coached, they're taught. Look at the hardness and the wrap up there of Lovett Murray's tackle. It's a beauty.
Getting the arm so that the ball can't be released, and they're doing that so expertly. Hill controlling it. Clark for a moment. Roughhead. Campbell. Ellis, stabbing ball is good, and Osborne can line them up from close range.
Just good composure by Ellis not to blaze away. Saw a teammate inside the forward 50. And that tackling, gee, is it important? Have a look at that. Well, of the 26 winning teams in the last 3 weeks, 23 have out-tackled their opposition. And that is quite amazing. It happened today in the game that I saw. Richmond tackled well in the first half. The Crows came over the top with some enormous tackling and put the pressure on the Tigers, and they ended up winning the game easily.
Bad move from Osborne there. I don't know why he was going to dish off 35 metres out from goal.
Well, sometimes teams become a bit conscious of the gun forward, don't they? And that might have been an occasion where the Hawks were of Franklin.
Reamers found a teammate with more luck than anything else there as Winderlich kicks to half forward. McPhee is free again. Second time in the match. Lobs one over. Beautiful handball to McVeigh, who from the pocket does the unselfish thing. Oh, Monfries. Another lost opportunity there for Essendon. And he is pinned by Ladson, and that's another bad miss. Should have absolutely swallowed that one, Monfries. So let off for the Hawks in the forward pocket for Essendon.
Now we've seen McPhee receive in the half-forward area without anyone around him. That's because the Hawks, Gillum's his opponent, but Gillum, oh, we just saw that, didn't we?
Free kick in the ruck.
So Hawthorn's free kick.
Yeah. Gillum, McPhee's opponent, just leaves him, and Essendon have been able to get it over the top through the middle, and that's why McPhee's been free.
So tit for tat now as it's Gillum breaking away for Rioli. Slattery getting a piece of him. And again, the Bombers are able to turn the tide. Their back half has made a very good start. Stanton under pressure, but kicked beautifully. Lovett with great breakaway speed. Just put himself under a little bit of pressure, and again Monfries couldn't mark. It's a thrilling start to this match. The Bombers throwing down the gauntlet. Campbell Brown, who has Lucas, puts it out in front of Osborne, and he delivers for a Big Taylor. Now Hodge threading it, and Young, who is a good kick, can line up with the man on the mark at 45.
Rob, that's his 93rd mark for the year. He's 3 in the AFL in marking. How many of those do you think are uncontested out of the 93?
And that was a hard hit by Slattery, wasn't it?
So 93 marks. How many uncontested do you think?
93.
Correct.
That shows he's very smart at reading the play quarters.
Let's see how his kicking is. Uncontested here. Fades away. And the Hawks, with their first shot at goal, the first miss was a rush behind. The first behind was rushed. So Essendon just outshining them early.
And they should be further in front. Slattery switches pockets. Lovett Murray, a little short one to Nash.
Hawthorn players all push across to this side, not necessarily playing on their opponents.
And the Bombers switch again. And they found a loose man on defensive 50. It's Winderlich to Stanton. Back to Winderlich. And this is how you beat the cluster. By breaking the lines with run and handball. Bateman at half-back, a good pick-up, but under pressure. Coughs it up, Lloyd, Welsh. Back to Lloyd, to McVeigh. Little short one, not 15, play on. No, he's paid it. Gee, I don't know if it was 15, but Scott Lucas has got it in game 250. And one thing is for certain, he will have a shot.
And Scotty Lucas, just give you the matchups. Lucas' opponent is Campbell Brown. Lloyd is opposed by Crode. And McPhee's opponent is Gillum.
Scott Lucas playing just his third match this season. Of course, had that knee injury. He's a beautiful kick for goal. He's a bit rusty. And he misses. So 1-2 the Bombers. Hawthorn 2 behinds.
A huddle, and the Hawks break nicely, and this is Josh Kennedy, and he can run, and he has men forward of him calling for the hand pass, which he eventually delivers. And the Hawks, Morton off to Young, probing ball for Roughhead. Fletcher's got him, beautifully done again. Fletcher started well, McVeigh there with him, and it'll be a throw in.
Gee, it was a good spoil by Fletcher.
He looks song.
He does, and Roughhead thought he had that mark. Look at the fist.
Hill the tap. Snared by McVeigh. And he kicks to McPhee, who takes the mark. Just the defensive side of the wing. He kicks to half forward to Lovett. He's got the leg speed. He can get past Birchall here. He does easily. Lovett backs himself, improves the angle, and kicks. Behind it would have been a magnificent goal. Geez, got some foot speed.
It was good to see him back himself, and the Essendon players are doing that. They're trying to get it into the corridor whenever they can, and no doubt Matthew Knights says when you can take off and have a run and a bounce, do it.
Gee, they're worrying the Hawks early. There's a 2-on-1 here. They just can't quite work it away quickly enough. Myers in there, number 23. It'll be a ball up, but this is a good start by Essendon. Hodge trying to hit a target, but another one missed by the Hawks. Coming off their first defeat of the season, and just not sharp at the moment. Young over it, Hooley over him, and another ball up.
And they keep mixing their forward set up, the Hawks. Buddy's dropped back into the forward 50, just the one player in the forward 50. Roughhead's gone up outside towards centre half forward centre, and Fletcher's gone with him.
Taylor the first hand on the ball. Stanton's got it. Hawthorn now applying the clamps. Young on his wrong side. Doesn't want to use it by foot. Morton to Bateman. And Lucas just not quite able to get there to put Brown under marking pressure.
Interesting matchup, Brown on Lucas. Lucas a lot bigger, but Brown's done the job before.
Great kick by Brown to Clark. He's been told to go. Wants Franklin to lead, and he kicks in his direction now, not very well. So a very sloppy start by the Hawks. Bombers have had their chances, but just haven't been able to convert on the scoreboard. So at half forward for the Hawks. Hill against Roughhead. And there's Williams, fed it out to Clark. Morton goes backwards to Bateman. Now he squares it up into the corridor. Marked by Taylor. To Lewis. Looks for Franklin. Pushed his opponent out, but he's still got it from an impossible angle. He brings it back. Almost.
Oh, gee, that was a good attempt. You wouldn't be surprised by anything he did. And he very nearly surprised us then, if that makes sense. Lovett and Murray. Hooley, pressure. Fletcher there. And that back half for the Bombers, holding up very staunchly early. Welsh. 2 against Hill here. He needs to be strong in the air. Did it well. Kept his feet. Again a contest. And again Hawthorn have the numbers. Hill arrives to even it up. Monfries, just the 2 of them, and in the end the numbers prevail, and Hawthorn are away. Lewis, Rioli, too far out. Well, Just not steady at the moment, Hawthorn. Slattery to Stanton.
Stand where you are.
And again, the Hawks fail to penetrate.
And here's the first gamer. The boy from Tassie, Tom Bell-Chambers, gets his hands on the footy early. Kick just comes off to Hooley. Over to Myers. Now Jetta. Oh, here's a sure goal. Surely this is going to be a goal for the Bombers. Monfries does the Joe the Goose, and Lloyd finishes it off, and they get one at last, Essendon. Nothing like the old Joe the Goose in the goal square, Rob.
No, he'd be happy with that. Cyril Rioli wouldn't be happy with that effort, that's for sure. Always a bit slippery and dewy here of an evening at Telstra Dome. And Monfries playing at half forward on Birchall, getting away from him. Monfries, who kicked that goal, he's got a new opponent now in Ellis, but he's been playing on Birchall. Birchall's the player who gets 22 disposals a game. Monfries plays there in a negative role for a certain extent. He did it last week on Andrew McLeod of Adelaide.
This is a fascinating start. Essendon have 2 goals. They should have 4. They could have 5 or 6.
Let's have a look at the misses so far, Tim. 3 easy misses, really.
Well, that was a gift from McPhee. Monfries dropped the chest mark 8 metres out. There's another one. Monfries missing the mark at close range, and of course Lucas had a set shot that missed. That's a high tackle by Nash. Hawthorn's ball. Ladson running straight into trouble. Rioli back to Hodge. The Hawks working it around. They need to steady. Morton off to Bateman, and Clark is at the end of it.
Bateman's run on.
Clark not really a goal kicker from out there. Is this 50 metres?
Yeah,
well, he's a goal kicker now.
Well, Fletcher was trying to make sure Franklin didn't get the easy handball because Clark couldn't have made the distance, but he just went through the mark.
Just what the Bombers didn't want, really. They'd been so good. And now the Hawks, through Clark, an unlikely source of goals, get there first.
And a lot of that came from the hard bullocking work of Luke Hodge in the middle. Caused a bounce down on top of the footy. Then he got caught around the shoulder, and he just set it up with his hardness and aggression.
Here's the mistake from Dustin Fletcher. Mark taken by Clark, and Fletcher just threw the mark.
Well, it just goes to show that even the experienced fellas can have a brain fade.
So badly needed goal for the Hawks. He'd been outplayed in this first quarter. Hodge was a bit sloppy there. Roughhead against Fletcher, and just with a bit of strength, Roughhead wins out, goes short. And marks taken by Hodge, a brave one too. Didn't know what was coming.
Well, if it had been a steam train, it wouldn't have worried him. He's one of the toughest players in the game. Now there's Boyle. That's the 3rd tall that the Hawks have got, and you can see that he's being closely attended by Pears, one of the young Bombers.
Luke Hodge had a tough month, tore the hammy, and had his appendix taken out, but he's back. Kicked 5 goals, 7 this season in his 6 matches. Taken pick 1 back in the 2001 draft. And Hodges put it through. And scores level at the Dome. Good reward there for a courageous mark from Luke Hodge. As Robert Wall said, you'd expect nothing less from the number 15 for the Hawks.
Probably lucky not to be penalised there, as he had a kick off the ground.
Little bit of protection there from Franklin too helped.
And certainly one of my favourite players. And this is interesting. Basher Hooley given a chance to play in at the centre bounces. That's really good for his development. He's been very good for the Bombers in the back line in the first half of the year. Matty Knight's giving him a chance to play on ball.
It's a soul-destroying scoreline for the Dons. They've really had the better of it through this first quarter, which is well advanced now. And suddenly they find themselves on no better than level terms. Umpire Avon with Messieurs McBurney and Mollison, and Hooley it is who gets the kick out. Stanton can't advance, needs to get it out. He's gone. Waite was carrying him forward. There wasn't a lot he could do. Lewis, lovely ball to either Rioli or Mitchell, who was coming down the ground. Rioli it is who goes for Franklin. Just couldn't balance it on the palm, but he does better than that. He just curls it home.
Gee, mate, that looked pretty easy, Rob.
Just incredible, isn't it? This is where the free kick's against Stanton for not getting it out.
It's tough, isn't it?
Pretty hard to get it out, but just have a look at the acceleration. He brings up a bit of turf, buddy. Just puts the afterburners on, accelerates away, brings up the turf, and he knows he's good, and he is.
Fabulous piece of play from Lance Franklin. Not much Ryder did wrong there. Just got beaten by a better man on that occasion. Hawks now lead by 6. Hill the tap. Hodge got a hand on it. It was enough to get the Hawks the ball. Now Morton goes to half forward. Campbell against Hill. The two big men go at it. They both lose their feet. Lewis and Jetta. Jetta kept his eye on the ball and did it well. That's in the back. So free kick going to Hooley.
And Lewis has done the block and put Jetta down, so that'll be a 50-metre penalty.
Wait for the whistle.
There's the tackle from behind, no doubt about that. We had a discussion about these things last week. I think that one was pretty clear-cut. Wouldn't be too much debate from anyone other than the tackler, who was less than happy. Hooley floating it up. Lloyd from the side. A beauty. Oh, reviving memories of the good old days for the Dons.
To the back, go back.
Floating in
Thanks, Trent, where we are.
in Royce Hart manner from the side. But we don't need to compare him to anybody. He's Matthew Lloyd.
And you can see there Lewis throwing Jetta to ground. That's why the 50-metre penalty was given. And that is a ripper mark by Matty Lloyd, coming on, eyes on it. Knee in the back of Crode.
Skipper needs to nail this. The Bombers have given up the lead when they looked as though they might break away. He slots it. It's all even again. He's not quite what he was, and some are wondering how far he might have slipped, but he showed in that moment that he can still do good things on a footy field. He's kicked 2 goals in this opening quarter.
Career goal number 855 for Matthew Lloyd.
At this centre bounce, Hawthorn have got one player in their forward 50. That's Buddy Franklin. It's a bit like the old Peter Hudson days. Give him all the space. Up the other end, the Bombers have got 5 players inside their forward 50.
Left side. Good work. Move it out, guys. Move it out.
Was he as good as Hutto?
He may be. He may be. He's got to pass the test of time. He's quicker than Hutto.
Sleeker.
And Kennedy got the handball away. Lewis gives it off to Campbell. Here's Franklin.
And that's why the space is given to him. It's a lovely kick by the ruckman, but not much that Paddy Ryder could do to stop that, because it's a bullet-like pass, and he's a metre in front. Virtually impossible to defend that.
And it was a beautiful kick from the big ruckman, and it's all a question of accuracy here for Franklin. He'll be kicking from about 51 metres out, but
Flat punt.
And Franklin just caresses it through. So he's got 2. Hawks in front. There's the clearance. And nice kick from Robert Campbell.
Good to see ruckman with skill.
Yes. Lace out, wasn't it?
Two left-footed full forwards have each kicked 2 goals. The Hawks with 2 or 3 good ones looking on tonight. One particularly experienced one, Shane Crawford. And again they're in front. But the Bombers have been good in this opening quarter. Surprised everybody, including Hawthorn. And they're being kept under pressure here, but Lloyd's tackle on Bateman is high. Hawthorn's ball. And Bateman sizing up his options quickly, but Kennedy couldn't hang on. Stanton to Lovett and back to Stanton. Now Winderlich, but they came at him hard and he fumbled. Young, not a good kick. Fletcher, Stanton again, big ball getter. Advantage called. There was an Essendon free kick there if they wanted it. Myers back to Pears. Takes it wide. Monfries. Good night last week against McLeod. Free kick to Lovett. Just too far out. I would fancy. Now, he sits it up, but that's a careless kick, and Remus had no hope coming from behind Campbell-Brown.
And a courageous mark from Brown. Just goes short to Roughhead. He finds himself in the back pocket. Not 15, said the umpire. So he goes back to Brown. Will he keep it alive? He does. So they got out of that one all right, the Hawks. Osborne being pursued by Jetta. And again, they just get out of jail, the Hawks. Birchall, quick hands, back to Osborne, who keeps on running. Now he kicks in the direction of Boyle. Boyle's got runners outside. One of them's Lewis. He'll receive now. Will he take on Hill? He won't. He'll go into the pocket looking for Williams.
And
dirty look there from Williams.
Williams gives him a dirty look. I watched Williams. He pushed his opponent in the chest, Lovett Murray, and he got the 5-metre break, but then the kick wasn't good enough to honour the lead.
Sure, his teammate wasn't trying to miss him. Hill just edged under that contest.
And that's why Clark's in the Hawthorn team. He's a little terrier in that forward line.
So close to Hawthorn's goal. The Hawks leading by a straight kick. Campbell bringing it down. Williams placing it, not placing it well. Hooley chopping it off for the Bombers. Very entertaining opening quarter. That's dangerous, but Lonigan was pushed in the back.
See, they're prepared to take risks, the Bombers, as they take the ball out of that last line of defence and always trying to get it into that corridor.
So just over a minute and a half left in the opening quarter. And when it does edge towards the end of the quarter, teams tend to cease taking risks. And Essendon might just do that now. And it looks as though they might just soak up the seconds. It's like sending out a night watchman, isn't it, late on the day at cricket? It flies in the face of all the sports psychology, which preaches task focus. You don't worry about things like clocks. But I guess they're all human in the end. This is Lovett Murray into the last minute.
Hawthorn's got numbers 80 metres from where the Essendon players are. This is why Essendon are doing this, because when they look up, they see plenty of red and black 30 metres from them. It's because Hawthorn's just controlling about 80 metres in front of Fletcher. The Hawks have got the numbers all back there.
It's not very attractive football. That's doing the job for Essendon at the moment, as Winderlich's got it in the back pocket.
And really, what does it matter what minute and a half of the quarter it was?
Yeah.
Why not try and score a goal?
I think a player's reflex, Tim, is just to see someone free, so they'll put it to him.
But they made this decision, didn't they? Just to the holding up of the ball was indicative of the fact they were just going to soak up the time.
Yeah.
And that's why stats don't count for much these days. Quarter time at the Dome. A very unattractive final couple of minutes of the first quarter. And it's Hawthorn 4-3-27, leading Essendon 3-3-21. The major goal scorers, Franklin has 2 for the Hawks and Matthew Lloyd 2 for the Bombers. Big game on Monday, Queen's birthday. Collingwood versus Melbourne at the MCG.
Whatever happened to the old days of just slapping a big bloke around the face a few times?
No, those days are gone, Tim.
Coming up at half-time, John Ralph from the Sunday Herald Sun will have details on a big exclusive story being broken tomorrow on Jim Stein's grand plan for the D. So look forward to that in the half-time break here at the Dome as we get underway in the second quarter. It's the Hawks by a goal, and we'll have a secondary bounce.
And again, the Hawks have just got 2 in the forward 50. Williams on Lovett Murray and Buddy on Patrick Ryder. And Roughhead's pushed out to the wing to try to drag Fletcher out of the way. Fletcher had 10 touches in that first quarter.
Clean tap by Hill, but Mitchell extracted it for Bateman, Clark, Birchall, and finally Ellis to work it wide to Lewis. And he has a man running loose. This is Young, who can be devastating with that left foot. From inside 50, the goal open, and Hodge storming down the ground.
Well, that tested Hodge's hamstring because he had to stretch himself for that. And just to find space, as Young does, he's one of the best quarters. That's an amazing stat. He's taken 93 marks.
94 now.
Well, 94 marks, and he was in space, wasn't he? 94 marks. He's been watching Steve Johnson of Geelong do this.
And Hodge pots it through for his second, and the Hawks lead by 2 goals. Well, that was a good takeaway. Started by Mitchell, and then Young finding space down that side of the ground. Hodge having to cover some ground to do it. Tested the hamstring and nearly tested the fence. And fascinating to see him line up the shot for goal, actually looking almost directly away from goal. Running out, curling it off the instep.
Luke Hodge gets his seconds, the Hawks by 2 goals. And speaking of halftime highlights, we understand over at Subiaco, Adam Goods has just been reported for head-high contact. We'll see that incident at halftime also in the match between West Coast and Sydney.
Are you both making the effort there, Brett?
So down it goes again. The 2 ruckmen nullify each other on that occasion. And we might have a third go in the middle here.
This is interesting. Roughhead, you can see him pushing up towards the wing, and the plan is to take Fletcher away from that defensive role. Fletcher had 10 disposals in the first quarter. Smart coach, Alistair Clarkson.
Hodge gets the takeaway. Bangs it on the left. Franklin from behind almost. Gets the handball, and Franklin will kick his third. Strong takeaway in the middle by the Hawks. Hodge again. Just the quick clearance and good handball from Williams. And 3 to Franklin. Danger signs for Essendon now.
You can credit that goal to the coach Clarkson, because when that ball was kicked high into the Hawthorn forward line, the experienced Essendon defender Fletcher just wasn't there. He'd been dragged out by Roughhead, and it left the inexperienced Ryder to do it virtually by himself.
Well, that's in the back. Crude from McVeigh. Careless. And Hawthorn are away again. Bateman, and here's Franklin. Ryder did well. Didn't get into his back. Bombers come away with it. Lovett, who was good in the first quarter. McPhee. Now he just sits it up for Lucas with body position on Brown. And the 250 gamer can go back and line them up.
Well, you called it perfectly, Tim. It was body positioning, and Buddy's not able to snaffle that one. But the body work of Lucas against the smaller Brown. Just see that he pulls his run up, gets the nudge on Brown, and then pushes back into the space that he's created. Smart player.
Edges out, opens up the angle a bit, and kicks truly. And the Bombers needed it. Lucas in game 250 pulls one back. The old hands in the back rule, at the other end of the ground. Ryder did put a hand
I reckon
on the back.
I thought it was a good call, though, from the umpire to let it go.
I'm sure it was, but if it's black and white, if it is inflexible, how is it justified?
Scott Lucas celebrates his milestone game with a goal, and they needed that one, the Bombers. Down the other end lands Franklin. He's got 3. Hawks by 12 points. Campbell, beautiful tap to Mitchell, who stood up in the tackle but gave it straight to Lovett, who wobbles one inside 50. Lloyd attacks it. Crummers are all Essendon's way. Lonigan around the corner, and it's found Winderlick, and this should be a goal for Essendon. So 2 quickies for the Bombers.
And again, good body work by the small Essendon forward. Just a little bit of a push and a nudge on his opponent, and then came back to where the ball was coming, and that was very well done.
Well, they've responded well here, Essendon. They were a few danger signs a couple of minutes ago, but back-to-back goals has got them right back in the game.
Well called, Quarters. You had the goal on the board before it was kicked.
We couldn't have missed them there, surely.
No, well, you never know, but so a badly needed one. Winderlick was good in Adelaide, and he's had 8 possessions already tonight.
Now this is Birchall has been moved on to Adam McPhee. Monfrey's job is to go with Birchall, so we're getting a 2-on-1 situation there.
So the Bombers kicking 2 back-to-back and keeping their hopes alive here. Lovett Murray did that well. Williams kept him under pressure, but Lovett Murray was cool. Reamers. Oh, that's a dangerous ball. Stanton just couldn't hang on. Bateman. And places it pretty well on the left for Osborne. Oh, has he? Not quite. It was a very good attempt. Hawks' lead is 7 points.
There's Daniel Motlop when you need him. So Ryder marks the short kick in. Hawks by 7 points. We talk about that last couple of minutes of the first quarter, guys. One of the rules I'm keen on is the defensive 50 kicking backwards play on. What do you think, Rob? Well, we've got enough rule changes.
No, we had that in the NAB Cup, haven't we, where if you kick the ball backwards, it's automatic play on. I'm not against it, Quarters, because it is just dead boring football. The crowds hate it, we hate it, and I think the players hate it too, because there's no action.
Reamers just pumps it into the middle, looking for Hill. Whistle. There's a Hawthorn player down hurt, and it's Campbell, who was receiving treatment for that shoulder injury at quarter time. And it's still a little worse for Werris Hill. That's a poor kick. And it's chopped off by Gillam, who goes to Latson.
Just 7 points in it. So Hawthorn being kept honest, and Campbell is headed for the bench, and the Bombers are going to be headed goalward again after that wayward kick.
Well, Roughhead wouldn't have had many kicks in the defensive 50. And again, the reason he is there is because he's just trying to get Fletcher away from the Essendon back 50.
Myers centering. Bit of altitude about the kick. Not a great one for the forwards. Now it's a free kick to the Hawks. That was a case of just landing it on their heads, and they're hard to mark.
And Hawthorn ruckman Robert Campbell, I think he's in a bit of trouble. They're going to take him off the field and down the race for some treatment in the rooms.
Well, they do have 2 good ruckmen, but they normally share the load. And again, the Hawks have turned it over. Fletcher, Winderlick. And now into the corridor, and Stanton has a short option. That's the one he exercises. Oh, no, it's a good grab by Slattery. Hung on staunchly. Waste no time. Stanton. And he has the call inside. Oh, he delivered pretty well, but McPhee just couldn't get to the drop. Taylor, who will have to do a lot of ruck work now to Brown. Crowed. And lobbing that ball. That's not a good kick. And Hooley keeps it in a 50-50 for the Dons.
And this is where Campbell gets crunched again, and he's got problems with his shoulder. Hurt it in the first quarter and gets another one.
50 out from the Bombers' goal. Here's Bateman, gets driven into the ground by Hill, so that's a free kick. Chance Bateman playing well. This is disposal number 13. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Turns it over to Jetta, just being lazy the last couple of minutes. The Hawks, they might pay the price here. Oh, in the back.
Gee, they had a 2-on-1-2. That was a big waste.
Just can't get it out of their defensive area, the Hawks. This is good pressure that the Bombers have been putting on.
The marks for the night of 51-24 Essendon's way. Now, that can happen when teams play different styles, but in Hawthorn's case, they're missing targets.
Long ball. And Hooley fists it away. Here's Taylor.
Well, a lot more marks to the Bombers, Tim, because they're kicking. They kick a lot more than the Hawks do. Hawks are getting a lot more handballs going.
He's stiff there. That wasn't a free kick.
Certainly wasn't hands in the back. Touched his shoulder. Some of the old timers be shaking their heads.
Elbow in the back before the ball came.
That's a free kick against Hill for pushing the back. He's not happy. So Taylor with the ball at half forward. Kicks it into Franklin direction. A long lead. Beautiful kick again from the big ruckman. And Franklin's within range.
That's one of the assets that the Hawks have got, Campbell and Taylor. Not only are they competent ruckmen, but their around-the-ground play is very good. They're quite mobile, and they can pass the ball by foot pretty well.
He's kicked 3 goals and a poster so far tonight, Lance Franklin. Will be kicking from about 52 metres out. Number 4. Well, the question now, Tim, is how many, perhaps, tonight?
Gee. What are the other options, too? I mean, there's not much anybody could do about that.
To be honest, I reckon all 4 goals, there's not much, right, no one could have stopped them.
No. Well, he could be headed for 10 or more on his current rate of progress.
And again, the Hawks, Franklin came up to half forward for about 10 minutes. They've now dropped him back towards the goal square. And Fletcher is trying to get back to help out. Roughhead's trying to drag Fletcher away, but Fletcher knows that Ryder is in a vulnerable situation.
Franklin kicked 7 to win a final here at last September against Adelaide. And he's on course for more than that tonight. He's getting to like this place. This Bombers kicking short much more, almost 2-1.
And that's why they get a lot of marks, because those short kicks generally go to a player who's unopposed.
Hill just couldn't get any contact. Welsh does. A little haphazardly. Gillen for Hawthorn. Turns back into the corridor and switches. But kicks to a one-on-one, and Stanton has the box seat on Kennedy. Skidding kick. Lonergan. Kennedy back to try and mop up. Good pressure from the Bombers. Hawthorn with plenty of defenders there. Birchall and Morton see it over.
Good pressure by Essendon.
In the meantime, Ellis kicks to the wing, looks for Bateman, and that's a free kick.
He just scored this into his arm.
Free kicks in the match so far. Hawthorn 11, Essendon 5. That's why the Bombers fans are unhappy. Bateman goes back into the corridor to Kennedy.
Thanks, Brent. Right there. Play on your round. Win around.
What a name that has been at Hawthorn. And that's a good kick to Rioli. who stands his ground and takes the mark against Slattery.
Right on it.
Rioli short to Morton. Now off the ball, there's a Hawthorn player down. Welsh is standing next to him. It's Mitchell's gone down and the Hawthorn players are running at Welsh. Mitchell's down and he's still down. In the meantime, Clark has kicked a point. Now off the ball, a long way off the ball, Mitchell was put down. And they ran at Welsh. I didn't see the incident, but they were all remonstrating with Welsh.
Well, the ball comes back into play and all the replays will be checked. Stanton has it for the Dons.
Emergency umpire in the middle of the ground, as you can see. Keeping a close eye on it.
Sydney playing West Coast in the other game tonight as Lovett kicks to the wing. Hawks with the Crummers. Reema's arriving though.
They're having a go, the Bombers. They're playing with plenty of spirit and aggression. That's good to see. Saw them last week over in Adelaide. They lost that game by less than a kick. And they were quite competitive. So there's certainly no pushovers tonight, which is fantastic.
Well, Franklin very much the difference so far. Otherwise, the Dons would be in front. Hodge in Bonga. Just got rid of it legitimately. It was a close call. Ellis, Birchall, left footer, so uses his hands. Lewis, Ellis again. And now the Hawks can think about setting something up. Morton out in front of Young. Winderlich needs to close the gate on him. He can't. Young from a long way. Roughhead in good position. Got rid of Fletcher. Dropped the mark. Underground to Franklin. Nothing Buddy can do, even with his skills. And he's pinged. And the Bombers like it. Free kicks was 7-1 in this quarter. Hawthorn's way. A rare moment of equality for Franklin, or less than that. The Bombers come up with the footy.
Well, it's in the back pocket. Let's have a look at that incident with Mitchell. We have not captured it on camera, but let's have a look at the aftermath straight afterwards. Mitchell went down a long way off the ball, and the only player around him was Welsh. So either Mitchell fainted or
a seagull got him.
The seagull got him, yeah. So he didn't get it on camera. If a player goes down behind the player, I guess the AFL probably have to investigate, but
Right there, Luke. Right there.
Mitchell's okay, so it was all's well that ends well for both teams, probably. In the meantime, McVeigh for Essendon in the direction of Lloyd. Good effort by Crowe. A good one-on-one win there for the Hawks defender, and he kicks well too and finds Clark.
Was a good kick. Had to put a bit of extra weight on it to clear Reema's. Oh, it's dangerous from Clark. Love it. And delivers well. McVeigh just too far out to score though. Can the Bombers find a way in? Yes, they can.
And again, the size of Lucas against Campbell Brown is a concern.
Jordan Lewis letting Welsh know that he reckoned he'd done the wrong thing a little while ago. Now Lucas. More comfortable shot than the one that he nailed earlier in the quarter. He should kick this. And he does. And the Bombers are sticking around. The margin just 7 points. They're short kicking good there. The kick from Lovett to McVeigh had to be just right, and McVeigh getting it into the right spot for Lucas to mark and goal.
2 goals to Lucas, 2 goals to Lloyd for the Hawks, 2 to Hodge and 4 to Franklin. And it's Hawthorn by just 7 points. Welsh got it out to McVeigh. Banged it on the boot. Kennedy underneath it, can't take the mark. Here's McPhee. Fed it out to Myers. Good tackle, Lewis. Stripped him of the football. Myers has another go at it. Here's Kennedy. Extracted it. And now Hodge. Gets caught. Handball back to Kennedy. Ducked the tackle. Ducked another one. Taylor quick hands to Hodge, who usually uses it well. He decides to go all the way himself and kicks number 3. What was he doing there, Tim? Please give me a Luke Hodge. Gee, he's a pretty good player, isn't he? Well done by young Kennedy. Quick hands from Taylor. And back after a month out, 3 goals.
Well, we're looking at Hawk ruckman Simon Taylor. He's blowing pretty hard because his partner is in the rooms. And Andy Marr at boundary level. What's the state of Robert Campbell?
No, still down there, Wolsey. It was that AC that we saw them working on at quarter time. He's been down there for about 10 minutes and just some messengers going down there. I reckon that Alistair Clarkson might be getting a little bit concerned at the moment, wanting to know the state of the second ruckman.
Holding the ball. It goes the Dons' way.
Happy to sit on it. You're on the ground. You just can't do that.
Happy to sit on it. Steve McBurney's assessment. The finishing power of Franklin and Hodge, the difference here. They've kicked 7 goals between them and have produced all of Hawthorn's 4 in this second quarter.
The Hawks have fudded, Robert.
They have. They're a little bit concerned. And have a look at the size difference there. And doesn't he look lean and mean, Scotty Lucas?
Risky kick from Fletcher, but he gets a result. Windled it to Myers from a long way. Flat kick, good kick. Lucas.
Yeah, this is a problem. Campbell Brown, they've used Campbell Brown to play on bigger opponents the last 2 years.
Lucas bends it back and squeezes it home. 3 for the corner.
They've used Campbell Brown on bigger opponents for the last couple of years, and other clubs now realise that you just drag him back towards the goals and exploit his lack of size. And I do think Alistair Clarkson's got to make a move there.
Good flood busting from Essendon. Fletcher went the big kick. It was risky, but they made something of it, and they moved it quickly to give Lucas the chance.
And Matty Knights knows that this man's got the size and the weight and the experience to exploit Brown. He's done that, and I reckon Alistair Clarkson's got a problem.
From the bounce, Kennedy wins it for Hawthorn. Over to Lewis. Now to the run of Young, who kicks into the pocket. Oh, Williams backing back with a fight of the ball. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Pears gives it off to Lovett. And what's he going to do with it? He goes sideways to Fletcher, and it comes off. Fletcher to McVeigh, who wobbles one to the wing. It falls short. Not much McPhee could do about that. Bateman to Birchall. Franklin one-on-one. Ryder in front in the back.
Hold of the arm. Free kick.
In the end, the umpire said it was a hold. So either way, a free kick going to Essendon. Big win there for Paddy Ryder. Yep, no doubt about that. The umpire was in perfect position. Yeah, but he got caught.
It was an electric moment, wasn't it, with the ball going to them, and Ryder in good position for the one-out contest. And Ryder came up with the goods that time. Fletcher. We've got a game here in the last 5 minutes of the opening half. I reckon, Rob, the Bombers have drawn a line in the sand.
Well, it's interesting, Tim. Last week, Hawthorn got beaten for the first time by the Bulldogs in Tasmania. And quite a few knowledgeable people, David Park and one, thought that the Hawks didn't play hard enough, that a few of the Hawthorn players waved the white flag. I'm not convinced they're playing all that hard and aggressive and courageous in this first half, and certainly Essendon hasn't taken a backward step in the aggression and the tackle and the one-percenters, and I reckon Hawthorn are found wanting.
So the Bombers chipping again as Hawthorn have clustered that midfield, and Essendon have got to be careful in trying to find a way through. This is Nash. Margin just 7 points. It's not what we were expecting. The Hawks have won their last 5 against Essendon. A 6th win tonight equals their best ever winning streak against the Dons, achieved in the late 1980s. Welsh, a bad guy a little while ago. Trying to draw the tackler and release Slattery. Fletcher been good back there. He's held the defence together. Slattery, that's not a great kick with the left foot. Says catch me if you can, when McVeigh's the only one who wants to.
Yeah, they are hungrier.
Getting it off quickly. Ryder's gone forward. Now can he do something to hurt Franklin? He swings it to the hot spot. Hard to mark. Waiting down Lloyd. Bart first there. Campbell Brown came through, head over the ball, did it well. Osborne to Clark. And now Young.
And caught one from McPhee on the way through too to Campbell Brown. Won't bother him too much.
Well, at the moment, Fletcher's pushed back to cover Franklin.
Now Young on that left.
Gee, it's a good kick.
It's a raking kick. From the side was Mitchell. Here's Brown coming through. Got rid of it.
And McPhee says, cop that.
Beautiful hip and shoulder. That's the way to do it, Rob.
Yes, and that's a good sign for the Hawks. Robert Campbell coming back onto the ground. I think Campbell Brown was doing a blind turn. He was pretty happy with his pick-up and handball, and all of a sudden he's hit the brick wall.
Well, he wasn't so happy a few minutes ago when Scott Lucas kicked his third. He was absolutely spitting chips, Campbell Brown. So it's inside Hawthorn's attacking 50. Osborne got the handball out. Lewis wanted the free kick. None forthcoming.
Well, the Hawks are being challenged and questioned with the aggression. They like to think they're tough and hard. Not so sure that was the bravest effort there. And I'm not so sure that was the bravest effort either. A lot of reaching being done by some Hawks.
Lewis gets wrapped up by McVeigh and he's going to be penalised.
Just take the free kick, okay? Thanks, Jordan. Back to him.
Good umpiring from Stephen McBurney. Lewis dived on top of it and has paid the price.
Play on, play on, play on.
So 2 minutes to go. Whether the Bombers will shut up shop this quarter.
Max there, thank you. Mike. Come back and leave it, thank you.
38-14 the marks in the second quarter Essendon's way. There's Campbell sitting down. Next to him is Rioli. And Hill's got it on centre wing. Kicks to half forward. Chopped off by Lewis. He's starting to come into the game nicely.
Goal either way here of big psychological value. Well played by Ryder, but Bateman was there as the only crummer. And he did that pretty well. Just waiting and waiting and then finding Franklin.
Gee, Franklin did that well on the experienced Fletcher. He kept his eyes on the footy, a little bit of a push and a shove. Fletcher was disoriented in the end. Have a look at it here. You see Franklin's eyes are always on the ball.
What a player he is. He is the face of football in 2008. He's kicked 4 goals in the opening half. And in the last minute, he lines up for his 5th and he slices it through. He is a superstar. Robert Walls said earlier tonight, he knows he's good. More than that, he revels in the fact that he knows he's good.
And look at the run. He has run from back flank through the centre square into the forward 50. And this is fantastic vision. He gets there after running 90 metres and he's got more gas in him than poor old Dustin Fletcher.
Oh, he's got 12 years on him. Now this is Buddy's best. 9 against Essendon last year, 8 against the Lions, 7 against the Crows in that final. So he's got 5 just before half time. Tim?
10.
Good to see Campbell back on the ground for the Hawks. Here's Mitchell. Bowled over by Stanton. Stanton has another go at it. Good follow-up. Great tackle, though, by Campbell. McVeigh's there, though, to support Stanton. Throws it on the left. McPhee inside 50. Good mark. Strong grab.
Got to kick this.
He's not the longest kick in footy.
Stay out, please.
Hope he knows what's on the clock, because if he does, he won't be trying to do anything fancy.
Well, this is a big kick now on the half-time siren.
They're trying to develop him into a half forward, centre half forward, and he's certainly got the athleticism. And he's got a lovely leap. Use the leap there to get in front and hold his position. And let's see if he can handle the pressure situation.
So it's the Hawks by 13. This would be a handy 6 points for the Bombers. Alistair Clarkson watches on.
Yeah, he'd be pretty worried, Alistair.
McPhee from about 47 metres. It's going to be close. Oh, it's a goal. Great kick. Big goal for the Bombers on half-time. It's Hawthorn by just 7. And it's Essendon go into the rooms with all the momentum. Hawthorn 9-5. The Bombers 8-4. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Rob. There is the man in question. Let's get Andy Marr with some injury news. Andy.
Yeah, Quarters, they're both okay, the Hawthorn ruckman, but they've both been having their problems in that first half. Simon Taylor, first of all, had a massive gash, we're told, to his left knee. The doctors were shocked by the sight of it. They've patched him up. He's obviously right to go. And, of course, Robert Campbell with that AC joint, they've jabbed that up. We saw him go to the rooms, and he's okay as well. And just some news on Andrew Welsh. No reports laid down here for that off-the-ball incident with Sam Mitchell.
Thanks, Andy. Well, both Hawthorn ruckmen haven't missed a game for a couple of seasons, but both in the wars tonight as we start this third quarter, and it is Hawthorn by just 7, and Essendon goes into attack first. And here's an opportunity for Monfries. He should kick the goal. No one around him, and what a start for the Bombers as a point the difference at the Dome. Monfries gets the goal.
A 17-second goal.
Yes, and Monfries kicks the goal. His opponent is Birchall, and Birchall's having a shocker tonight. He's been in good form. You see Birchall there, number 14, goes to ground too easily. And he was on Monfries in the first quarter and had to be shifted off him. And what a great start for the Bombers.
The margin is a point. Franklin and Hodge have kicked 8 of Hawthorn's 9 goals. The only other came from Clark, not a noted goal kicker. If the Bombers could subdue the other two, they are in this up to their eyeballs.
Gee, goes at it hard, Luke Hodge.
And he's feeling it down there at the moment underneath a lot that was going on top of him. It's been terrific.
Sam Mitchell leads the way with clearances thus far with 5.
Mitchell got put down to get off the ball, Rob.
Cooley been bullocked by Campbell, who played that well. Rioli a quiet first half. And bulldozed there. Osborne, Hodge, Rioli gives them the slip. And after a quiet first half, he starts the second with a bad miss.
Well, Hodge set it all up with his bullocking work, and Cyril had the easy part and missed by a mile.
Not his night so far.
And Sam Mitchell in the wars again too. He was doubled over. So
I think Andrew Welsh is making life hard for him.
As he should. That's his job, as Reynolds has put it out of bounds on the full.
Michael, your kick, Michael. Outside the boundary.
There's Mitchell and Welsh again. Playing him very close.
Okay.
Fair bit going on between those two at the moment. 2 Reamers and Bateman off the ball.
Play on, play on, play on, play
Well, we're
on,
told Reamers
play
is an
on.
angry young man. Took on a couple of teammates during the pre-season. Here's Hodge. He doesn't mind a scrap either. He bangs it up to Franklin, who's one out with Fletcher. Franklin! And a little slap in the face too. And gets to 50.
Just too tall, too good, too talented. One thing that Franklin does, he uses his height to its maximum. Stands tall, arms on straight.
Right away.
So Franklin for number 6. Kicks it into the third tier. And let's have a look at the one-on-one contest here. Just nudged Fletcher underneath it and with strength took the mark.
Yep, no hands in the back quarters. He just used the forearm.
Little pat in the face, and Fletcher ripped the ball out of his arms, and that was what was the reason for the 50. So 6 to Franklin. Hawthorn leads by 8.
So it's still Ryder, although it was Fletcher in a one-on-one on that occasion. And again, it was Franklin prevailing. 6 goals. He is dominating this game. And single-handedly, he's keeping Hawthorn in front.
And Andrew Welsh enjoying the wrestle with Sam Mitchell. They've been at it all game.
It's been a riveting contest. Not what we expected. Campbell, clear win in the air, but Lonigan, the takeaway for the Dons. Just has to blaze across ground. Rough head with Bateman, but the bounce beats them. Fletcher, bad moment, just a tick ago, comes back, gives to Nash, who bombs it. Monfrey's had it on his chest. Lloyd can't get out of there. Numbers against him. Ellis cocked it high. Hawthorn's free.
Free kick downfield, Hawthorn. Trent Crow. Trent, your kick.
Free kicks 35-25 Essendon's way, and that's one reason why the Bombers are well and truly in this contest, because they've hit in hard.
Kick downfield, the mark's here. Play on.
Crow gives it and gets it back, and then kicks it badly. Got it off the instep. Nash hurting on the counter-attack here. Winderlich moves it quickly, and McPhee, who kicked the goal on half-time, drops a sitter, and he's gone. Took too long. Oh, that might be 50. Foolish. And that, we're not pleased to coach. That was a mess by the Bombers. Easy mark for McPhee. How did he drop that?
I reckon just a concentration thing, Tim. I've seen him do that before. He thinks he's got it, and he just relaxes.
And Campbell Brown's run forward, and here he comes again. And he'll line up for number 7. And the second half has barely started.
Just a correction. I think I said free kicks 35-25. It was tackles 35-25 in favour of the Bombers. And they have served it up, Essendon, but by gee, I saw a player last night in Gary Ablett and Lance Franklin tonight. You go a long way to watch them play football.
It is becoming Hudsonian. He kicks his 7th. The Hawks lead by 14. Well, that would have the coach fuming. That started there. Should have been a shot for goal to cut the margin to 2 points. Instead, there was a 50-metre penalty. Quick movement. Brown to Franklin, goal number 7. I think my estimate of 10 goals might be a bit conservative.
Well, goal number 7 to Buddy Franklin. Paddy Ryder's been there for most of that. I just wonder if Matthew Knights will say, I have to move Fletcher over onto Buddy just to save the confidence of Ryder.
Taylor magnificent to Hodge. Franklin's one out with Ryder. Franklin, not this time. Here's Rioli. He kicks a point. Or did it hit the post?
Dustin, Dustin.
Where'd it
Did
go?
you see?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Just wait, just wait. I've blown time on. I've blown time on. Just please wait. Come through. You weren't sure? You thought you were 100% sure? Thank you. All right, free kick.
All right, so free kick.
Sam, thank you right there.
Well worked out by the men in green.
Yes, a well-conducted meeting. Hooley to Lonigan, who's been lively.
Thanks, Sam.
Bombers down by 14 points.
Jordan, right there.
But they've been wasteful, both in the first and early in this third quarter. They've had opportunities that should have been sufficient to have them in front in the game. Bit more wherewithal about the Hawks, and of course there is a man named Franklin up forward. Here's Lonigan again. Goes for McVeigh, who is outsized by Birchall and outnumbered by Birchall and Young and Bateman. And now it's Birchall again. Hand pass sloppy. Hawthorn just haven't had the finishing sheen about them tonight. ball up. Tough night for everybody. In the crowd, in the coaches' boxes.
So inside the Bombers attacking 50. McPhee goes hard. Gillum over to Ladson. Sweeping handball to Brown, who's trying to wait for the kind bounce. Gets it eventually. Has plenty of time to steady. Now Williams has provided the lead. He ignores him and goes longer. The two tall timbers are down there for the Hawks. Now it's a push. And it's against Franklin.
He shoved him out from behind, yeah. He did.
Yep, spot on from the umpire. So free kick going Ryder's way.
Give it on, please, Paddy. Play on. Play on.
And he kicks to a one-on-one. Winderlick's in front. Did well. So did Clark, though, to stay in the contest. Eventually an extra man gets there, and it's Lovett Murray. He gives it to McPhee. Goes back inside defensive 50 to Hawley. The Bombers under the pump here. He ran into Franklin. Franklin lays the tackle. Good forward pressure from the Hawks. Osborne has a go at it. So does Williams. Now it comes out to Rioli. Rioli to Roughhead. And Roughhead kicks the goal. That is sensational forward play by the Hawks.
Buddy Franklin set that up. He was outnumbered in the tackle situation, but he never gave up. And they worked desperately hard, the Hawks, to lock it in. And in many ways the best goal of the game for Hawthorn, because they had to work so hard. They were desperate. And Franklin started it with the odds against him. He just wouldn't give up, and he chased and he pressured, and finally they were able to win a ball and kick a bonus goal.
Roughhead becomes only Hawthorn's fourth goal kicker of the night. More good ruck work, clean takeaway, Lewis, and there's the big man Taylor. Fletcher met him pretty well. Big collision. Roughhead swinging it long, one out, and Ryder, well done. Got front position, took it in safe hands.
Gee, Taylor's dominating the ruck this quarter, Rob.
Yeah, and Hodge and Lewis the clearances.
Slattery. Bombers badly needing a goal. The margin 20 points is Hawthorn's biggest of the night, and one senses that they are turning the screw. Lovett Murray to Stanton. Monfries. How the Bombers must rue that early mistake by Adam McPhee in front of goal, the drop mark. And now they're under pressure again. Hawthorn lifting their intensity in their front half when Essendon have the ball. Monfries, Fletcher. Myers just got his kick in time, but again the pressure was on Lovett for either McPhee or Jetta. Jetta clever and quick and visionary. Winderlick should be able to kick a goal from there, and he does. The Bombers needed it.
Well, the Bombers moved the ball forward without any long kicks. They were just determined not to kick it to a contest, and they finally got it up into their forward 50. Good vision by Jetta.
Second goal of the night to Jason Winderlick. Badly needed one too for the Bombers, as Lucas has a break. He kicked 3 goals all in the second quarter.
Hasn't had a stat for more than 20 minutes, and Lloyd hasn't had one for 50 minutes.
And it's a high tackle. Free kick to Essendon in the middle. Sam Mitchell's numbers tonight, just the 9 touches, so Welsh has done a fantastic job on him. As Stanton drives it inside 50, Lloyd attacks it, gutsy stuff from Campbell backing back. Reamers the spoils, puts it to the tip of the goal square. Gillam against McPhee, and Gillam's happy to see it over the line.
Well, Matty Lloyd desperate to get in the game, Tim. As you mentioned, he hasn't touched it for a long time, and that is good play by the ruckman Campbell to get back and get in the path of the leading Lloyd. And it's times like these when you may well consider pushing Lloyd up into the action. Just give him a chance to have a run, get an easy touch, just get his confidence up. He'd be conscious of the fact that he hasn't had a mark, hasn't had a kick for a long, long while.
Hawks get it out of their defensive 50. Here's Young, loses a handle on it. Here's an opportunity now for Essendon. McVeigh slams it on the boot. Lloyd got to beat a couple. Hodge gets back, and will he concede? Yes, he will.
Lloyd might have been a bit disappointed he didn't get a free in the marking contest, but it didn't go the Bombers' way. They trailed by just 13 points, still close enough. Lovett Murray well held up by Boyle, not so well in the end. Just overplayed it a little, did the Hawk. Lovett Murray bangs it long and high. McPhee with 2 against him, and the Hawks with the front and square crummers. On the break, Williams pumping it long, 2 against Franklin. They are mesmerised by him. He's got it again, and Boyle can finish the job for the Hawks, and he does. So some other goal kickers are starting to emerge, but they're emerging in part because of the fact that Franklin has Essendon absolutely bedazzled.
Fletcher getting back. He's caught in an awkward spot there. He reaches, doesn't get a strong spoil on the ball. He'd be disappointed, I think, with that effort. And Boyle, who's struggled to touch the footy in tonight's game, just his 3rd disposal, able to put one through.
He was good at his feet then, Franklin, wasn't he, Rob?
He's the perfect
I know
package.
we're harping a bit, but
Is he the best 23 to wear the jumper?
I can't answer that.
So,
I'm too frightened to say.
For fear of my life.
Who are you up against? Dermott
and Don Scott.
Don Scott.
I want to get out alive.
John Peck, was he 23?
Yep.
Okay, well, he's got a few big names in front of him.
Thank goodness Shane Warne didn't play for Hawthorn.
So Welsh, she's done a wonderful job on Mitchell, albeit at times a little controversially. Deep into attack go Essendon. Here's Kennedy attacking it. Good win there by Reamers. Winderlich plucks it out of the pack. Beats about 4 tacklers, but not the 5th. And is penalised.
Well, you couldn't fault his ambition.
So the Hawks work it to the wing. Morton. Good tackle by Stanton. And he's rewarded with a free kick. Advantage paid. Lloyd, a long way from home. It's been very quiet. Kicks to McPhee, and he holds this one.
Well, he kicked one from 50 just on half
Lucas
time.
has just come on. He was giving him a call. He didn't spot him.
Birchall against a couple of Essendon players, and it'll be a rush behind. Yes, it will. So point to Essendon. Hawthorn's lead is 17.
It was a good tackle by Stanton to win the free kick. Now it's Hawthorn's ball, and Lewis has it in his bootlaces. Gets the bounce he was waiting for. Franklin is there, 1 out. Ryder front posse. Franklin steals it.
Paddy Ryder had a bit of a look behind. Take your eyes off the ball, you're in big trouble then. Just hard to readjust.
What a job it must be. What a
He's looking. Where is he? He takes his eyes off the ball, split second, he loses the flight, and he's in trouble from then on.
Like John Landy looking over his shoulder for Roger Bannister at the Empire Games in 1954. Franklin for number 8. A groan. He is human after all.
Well, Buddy's been averaging 9 scores a game, and he's certainly going to keep the average up tonight.
Hawthorn by 19. Fletcher goes short to Myers. Have to be good with his kick here. Probably go down the line. It's the safest option. He does, and he looks for Ryder. Lewis did well to spoil. Pears. Now Lonigan, good tackle by Osborne. Hooley has a go at it on hands and knees. Nowhere to go. Kick smothered. Osborne for Hawthorn. Little inside out kick to Rioli. Rioli squares it up to Franklin and Roughhead. They're both there. Roughhead wrapped up by a couple of bombers, Slattery and Fletcher. And we'll have a bounce, 15 out from Hawthorn's goal.
It is quite thrilling every time Hawthorn advance. The magnetism of Franklin just has everybody on the edge of their seat. The Hawks by 19. They're getting the better of it in this third quarter. And Boyle might stretch that lead. Under it is Osborne. Can't hang on, and Fletcher got the long arm in to force the behind. 33 years young Dustin Fletcher, still formidable, but my word, he realises there's a champion down there in the brown and gold tonight.
You got it, thank you.
He wouldn't have met too many more dangerous forwards over all the years.
Doesn't seem that long ago he rolled up to the footy in his school uniform, was it, Dustin Fletcher? Oh, kick across the face is dangerous. Franklin missed a tackle. Bombers out of danger, but not for long. Oh, Stanton's run down. It's a free kick. Terrible mistake by the Essendon defence, and Rioli's got the ball.
Well, the little fella, Cyril Rioli. We've got Leon Davis. We've got Eddie Betts. We've got Cyril Rioli. Campbell and Thomas of the Kangaroos. These are the guys who put the pressure on. Now, have a look how he's going to line up for this shot. He's going to face the centre and just hook it around. He's missed it. But
it's the post.
More and more league footballers are approaching those angle shots like that, putting the ball on the angle and then getting the big hook on the kick.
Fletcher shorting it to Nash. Rioli having a funny old night. Hasn't kicked a goal. He's missed in a number of different ways. Nash to Ryder. Must be good to have the footy in his hands. A demoralising sort of a night. He hasn't stopped trying, and it hasn't really been his fault. He goes the barrel, and he does it well.
It's a torpedo pass. I haven't seen that probably for 20 years.
McPhee to McVeigh, and that's a good mark too.
Paddy Ryder meant that torpedo pass. When did you last see someone pass a torpedo over 55 metres?
1963.
Okay.
Hey, Malcolm Blight will be happy seeing that, Wolsey.
Oh, gee, it'll make Malcolm's day, won't it?
Well done by McVeigh. Held his ground and then took the fall away mark. They need a goal. It's hooking. So still 20 points Hawthorn's way. Bombers with some work to do.
And they've got the old-fashioned huddle in place, the Hawks, for this kick-in. Matty Lloyd just had one touch in 20 minutes in this third quarter, and I would love to see Matthew Knights give him a chance up around the centre square. There's the old-fashioned huddle. Gee, there's a million in it, and space, as you can see out wide, that Bateman's going to try to find someone in.
And Roughhead has led about 100 metres. Will he get there? No.
And again, Lloyd pushing back to the goal square. Lucas back there with him.
Hill against Taylor.
Essendon, as you can see, kicking a lot more than the Hawks.
Young, quick hands to Jordan Lewis. Now Hodge.
Hodge has had a ripper third term. He's got his team up and going.
To Gillum. He wants to get it back to Hodge, and he does. And now he drills the pass to Boyle. Beauty. What about that Rob as a forward?
That is poetry in motion.
Now Franklin wants it, and he pops it up. He's got to beat a couple here, Franklin. He doesn't. Gets double teamed. Osborne attacked it. He did well. He goes for the impossible kick. Oh, it's a great goal! One of the goals of the year. To Michael Osborne, completely intentional, magnificently done, won the ball back for his team and has slotted it home.
Well, he won it well. I think he's put a bit of a don't argue there. Let's see when he gets it. Does he put the arm out to fend off? And as good as that kick is, Andrew Lovett's attempt to tackle was as bad.
How many consecutive weeks can the goal of the year be kicked?
Yeah.
Dale Thomas, Daniel Motlop, Michael Osborne.
McPhee at the Dome here earlier in the year. Cyril Rioli at the MCG. There's been some absolute beauties.
You wouldn't want to be a judge, would you? Tough call.
Are you one of the judges?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you are, Robert.
Right, no, you ducked.
Another ball up.
How many on the panel?
About 7.
Geez, Motlop's last week, it's going to be hard to beat.
Well, the great thing is, and we had a meeting only last week, the all Australian selectors, and saw a dozen goals that could easily be goal of the year. That's how good the standard is.
Good takeaway. Lewis to Hodge. Tackled and gone. Hodge frustrated. He had it for a long time, and the umpire felt he wasn't making any attempt. We were watching it from behind. The umpire was seeing it front on. Stanton to Lovett Murray. Bombers have to try and halt the slide here. It's out to 26 points and growing. Hawthorn have lifted their intensity in this third quarter, particularly in that half of the ground where the ball is right now. The Bombers were bringing it out with ease in the first quarter. They're not doing it in the third. Stanton has Lovett Murray wide. Has Ryder working for him long. He skids it in his direction. Lovett Murray for the hand pass. But it's all being done under duress. Hooley, Nash. It's a good kick, but stolen by Morton. Good mark.
And Chance Bateman actually clapped that effort by his teammate. Good to see a young player having the skill and courage to do that.
18-year-old, the Hawks. Still a young team. Only, I think 5 of them tonight have played over 100 games. And 2 of those, Bateman and Brown, have just crossed that mark. Lewis to Franklin. Fletcher had him then as Ryder had gone up the ground, and Buddy will line up for number 8 before three-quarter time.
He's puffing pretty hard because he did run hard to put a tackle on Stanton, then get back to the goal square and then lead again.
They like him as a target. 15.
Why not, Tim?
He is the go-to man. 3 of them on the mark. Takes 3 to stop him, and they did that time. He has 7 goals, 3. Just 2 in this quarter.
Hawks by 27, biggest lead of the match. So they're hemmed in here, the Bombers. Nash is going to... Oh, dear. That is just shocking.
Well, Matthew Knights will be just absolutely distressed by that effort. And, no, well, just terrible.
So Roughhead for his second. And all of a sudden it's 33 points, guys.
Yes, it's they've got away, haven't they? It's a 6-goal to 2 quarter. And they've tried pretty hard, the Bombers, but when you turn the ball over like that, spirits do drop, because you just sort of say, geez, we bust our gut, and we've got a teammate who kicks it directly to an opponent in the forward 50.
I guess that's pressure telling on a young team, isn't it? He's been around for a few years, and he's got to do better, but it's catching up. So Roughhead gets his second, and Hawthorn now are cruising away from Essendon after a real battle through the first half. Hill and Campbell, Young, and another ball up, the only outcome there. She felt for Jay Nash in that moment, the agony on his face as he shanked the kick right onto the chest of Roughhead. Good cricketer, as a young bloke who had a choice, son of a South Australian Sheffield Shield player. It was like he'd pulled a long hop straight into the hands of mid-wicket. There's Welsh. Nash again gets another go at it, and I think his confidence might be gone. as he gave that one up too. Lewis gives to Williams. On the break, the goal is unguarded. He is a deadly shot usually. This one doesn't have the carry. And it curls conveniently around the boundary for Fletcher and Lovett Murray, who is quick across the ground.
Gets it over to Winderlick, who doubles back.
Yeah, Essendon supporters disappointed with that because they thought they had a break out on the wing.
And Nash looks out of it here. He's coming off.
And they've just retreated.
Might be unwell, bit disoriented.
Not sure what happened to him.
Getting to like those orange boots anymore, Rob, than when you first saw them?
No, I don't. Yeah, I think he's the only player, Reema's, wearing orange boots in the AFL.
Apparently he had his hair a number of colours during the off-season. That's his nature.
Oh, good on him.
Oh, good mark. Gee, the Hawthorn ruckmen have had a good night. They're very resilient. And the good news for the Hawks is their forgotten ruckman, Max Bailey, who from all reports is perhaps one of the most talented of the three, is going to play next week in the VFL, I understand. So that's a good sign. He's had a wretched run for a couple of years with a knee injury. But, gee, he'll have to play well to take the spot off these two guys in the team at the moment, Campbell and Taylor. And speak of the devil, mark taken by Campbell in the middle of the ground.
Ellis getting rid of the tackle with ridiculous ease there. Franklin in the midst of it. Roughhead competed with him there. Oh. Mitchell's free kick. He just came through. He actually is the one who came off better. Monfries, who was in his path, definitely coming out of it second best. And Mitchell comes up with the free. It was an interesting one. Got to look at it again in a moment. Franklin there in the middle again. Clark roving it. Kicked an early goal tonight. Missed the target that time. Jane Nash left the field hurt a little while ago, and that might have been it in the head. Hit the ground pretty hard.
Yeah.
So three-quarter time at the Dome, and Hawthorn have had an excellent third term, kicking 6 goals to 2, and the margin at the final change 34 points. Lance Franklin has been the star with 7 goals 3. Hodges got 3 and Rough had a couple, while for the Bombers 2 each to Winderlick, Lloyd and Lucas chimed in with 3 all in the second quarter.
Never thought I'd say this, quarters, but I think the Wolsey's gone absolutely mad if he thinks that Buddy Franklin looks like John Travolta. Jane Nash is okay. Matthew Knight, for the second time in a couple of weeks, drew the old line in the sand. He gathered the boys at the start of that three-quarter time break and said that that was just uncompetitive, non-competitive football. He went through them again, much like he did today against Richmond, and in no uncertain terms said unacceptable stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see what they dish up in this final quarter.
I found the first part of that report absolutely amazing, coming from a bloke who tried to tell us he looked like Mel Gibson a few weeks ago.
So we start the final term. Hawthorn appear the likely winners. Question is by how much. Bateman wins it back for the Hawks. Kicks it in the Franklin direction. A lot of room to make up here. He snares it. He keeps it alive. Well done, Franklin. Kicks in the Taylor direction, who handballs to Lewis. Gives it back to Taylor. Now Hodge. Little sidestep gets him out of trouble. Nothing to kick to. Drops it slightly short. Now it's a nudge out. And it's a free kick going Essendon's way. Didn't have anything to kick to there, Luke Hodge, because Franklin hadn't been able to double back. So Essendon ball.
Bombers staring at a 34-point deficit. I don't think they can win this now. But no doubt they won't be conceding just yet if they can make the early running in this quarter, and that's not the way they're going to do it. Lovett Murray mown down by Young, and the mistakes really began flowing through the middle stages of that third quarter, and Hawthorn are starting to cash in on them. Here's Williams. Hasn't had many scoring chances. He's goalless for the night. Selflessly gives it off, and he goes for a pretty good target.
Well, will Buddy kick 10 tonight? He's got to be every chance the way that he's going.
Who do you take, Wolsey? Do you take, if you could only have one of Lance Franklin or Gary Ablett Jr., which one do you take?
Andy, that is such a silly question. You always take the big fella. If he was a ruckman, I'd certainly go for a ruckman, but quality forwards, Andy. Midfielders are a dime a dozen.
One's as good as Ablett aren't, but this bloke is in a league of his own, isn't he? That's number 8 for the night. Don't think, do. And Franklin is doing it. He's doing them like a dinner.
Well, there's young Tom Bellchambers, first gamer for the Bombers. He's a ruckman, but he's only been given 22 minutes of game time. David Hill, who's doing this centre bounce, he's done 80 minutes, and he's tiring because he's up against Taylor and Campbell, who've shared it.
Oh, the big men fly deep in Hawthorn's attacking zone. It was beautiful ruck work again from Taylor. Hawthorn won the clearance in exciting fashion. On that occasion, the Bombers managed to withstand the onslaught. And that's a mark awarded to Lonigan.
Who would you take, Andy? Buddy or Gary Ablett?
Oh, I'll go with you, Wolsey, I think. I'll just stay into your greater judgment, I think.
Good.
Kick to the wing. Hill sets himself. Plays on to McVeigh and kicks to half forward. Mark taken by Lovett.
McVeigh running into some obstacles just at the moment. Hawthorn taking the ball off Essendon with predictable regularity at the moment. And that's been a problem for Essendon during the year. Taylor getting the first hand onto it. But the Bombers work it away. Lovett, Murray. Here's Lucas, who kicked 3 goals in the second quarter at this end. But he's beaten by the younger man this time, Campbell Brown, who would have been rattled in that third quarter, but in the second quarter, but shaken, not stirred, perhaps. Now Williams, and that's a perfect pass to Bateman.
And Bateman would have covered more ground than anyone. He just doesn't stop.
Franklin leading that time, now doubling back. Roughhead goes just beyond him. He could yet be dangerous at ground level. Fletcher, well tackled by Rioli. Good work by the little goal sneak. Now Roughhead decides he wants this one himself. Almost to Osborne. Hawks by 41 points.
And it'll be Fletcher doing the kicking in. He goes straight up the middle and finds Ryder. 46, just under 46,500 here tonight. Good numbers on this long weekend here in Victoria.
Your crowds at games this year, Quarters, and viewing on TV are just so high. People love their footy.
50. You went through the marks on.
So Taylor was trying to get off the ground, and in trying to do that has given away the 50. And it's a generous 52. So Pears with an opportunity to kick a goal.
Just went through the mark. Tate, that's your line. Mark's here.
Tate Pears, taken pick 23 in last year's national draft, playing his 5th game of footy. And he's made a very good fist on it, so he kicks the goal. And the margin back to 35. Accidental, but nevertheless it's a 50.
The Stein syndrome strikes again.
played a great game, Taylor.
Now, Quarters, you mentioned in your pre-match remarks that you'd received a few sprays from coaches in the past. Is there any particular coach who comes to mind when you were a young bloke?
Mick Malthouse, Lee Matthews, Dennis Pagan.
Dennis Pagan and Robert Walls are two that spring to mind as Lewis pumps it long. Franklin one out. Oh, well done by Paddy Ryder.
And it is well done by Paddy Ryder because he's under enormous pressure down there.
Ryder on the storm. His opponent has 8 goals.
Rob was always hard but fair.
Did they use the beat button when they replayed them on Monday nights?
No, Robert never swore at me.
I was just angry for 16 years, Tim.
I used to have to hate when I used to have to ring him up at home, which we did in those days.
That's one good thing about having those communications managers who block your path. There's Williams. Franklin circling again. Ryder is out 7 or 8 metres in front of him, which is not a bad place to be, but it's not good enough. And Franklin kicks behind. 8 goals for.
Matty Lloyd's had 1 touch in the last 78 minutes of play. And I just think Matthew Knights needs to give him a chance to get into the game, push him up across the half-forward line, give him a run, even play him on a wing, a bit like the Tigers do with Richo.
Oh, great pressure from the Hawks. Campbell. Birchall wasn't looking, but he'll get there. In fact, it wasn't Birchall, it was Lewis. Over to Bateman. He kicks to Rioli, who takes the mark.
Because it's a tough position to play full forward when your team's struggling. And Matthew Lloyd would be realising that. David Neitz did it for a long time with Melbourne, and you get frustrated and you want to set the example, but if you can't get near the ball, it's very hard to do it. And the Essendon run has just gone out to Lloyd, and I'm sure the message is to push up and get involved in the play, and I think the message should have come out earlier.
Rioli, it's coming back, but another poster, so he's kicked 3 behinds tonight. 2 of those have been posters.
Made some good contributions with his chasing and tackling, and that was a brave mark then. He didn't reach, which was the euphemism Robert Walls used effectively about one or two of his teammates in the first half. Hawthorn by 37 points. And coming off their first defeat of the season and having been challenged by the underdog Bombers, Hawthorn winning with something in hand. Stanton steering it into midfield, but the turnovers are flowing at the moment. Flowing like sour milk for the Bombers, like champagne for the Hawks. And they work it around. Gillam to Bateman. Running forward for him is Ladson, who's been down the back all night. And he steers this forward to Young, who will go back and line them up.
And Lance Franklin actually applauds his teammate who passed that to Young. He gave the lead. You can see Franklin's got a new opponent. Paddy Ryder's just been taken off. Lovett Murray, I think he's trying to say, hey, I don't want him. Can someone else come and get him?
So Young, without a goal for the night, and left foot stands him in good stead there. The Hawks go further ahead.
And the Hawk ruckman, they've dominated. Have a look at this. Just perfect ruck work to a player coming through on the burst. First to Hodge and now to Lewis. And they're the clearances that are so effective. And this is the young fella doing the ruck work now, Bell Chambers, his first game of league football.
Stanton with his head over the footy, tackled by Kennedy. Stanton got boot to ball. Here's Reamers. Slick little handball to Hawley. Got it over to Lovett, but not for long. Clark won it back for the Hawks. Starting to get into the swing of things here, Hawthorn. Bateman. Attack of the fumbles. And he's hurt himself here too, Bateman. I'm not sure what he did there. I hope it's not a groin. It's inside Essendon's 50. McVeigh has put it out of bounds on the full, and Bateman is still down.
It's hard to see how he got hurt. I don't think it's a hamstring. It might be a knock. Let's have a look.
Tweaked the groin.
I think he's had a knock on the knee. Yeah.
And he's got the dead leg, Wolsey. I reckon he got the knee.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's got the big corky in the thigh. That'll just about finish him off.
So the big corky. So he's finished for the night. You suspect Chance Bateman as the Hawks go into the middle, and Clark takes a terrific mark for a little man. Out wide, looking for Rioli, and he takes a specky. Plays on. Ordinary kick towards Franklin. He runs down Fletcher. Hawks get it back. Roughhead. A few tired bodies out there now having trouble picking up the footy. Rioli has another crack at it. Somehow gets it to Roughhead. Back to Clark. Kicks in the Boyle direction, running with a flight of the ball. Fletcher put his body on the line and caught one too. A real rib rattler there on Dustin Fletcher, and the Bombers eventually out of trouble, but for how long? Monfries, and he kicks to the 50. Lloyd in front. Oh, misses the mark, but got the free kick.
A few Warriors wearing the scars tonight.
Right in the ribs.
Did everything right, put his body over it and paid for it. Lloyd, a rare stat in this second half. McVeigh. Love it, Murray. Thrown onto Franklin briefly, although it looks as though Fletcher does have him now, and he's feeling pretty tender. Here go the Bombers. Stanton sweeping it forward, but again it comes unstuck. Essendon with numbers though win the contest. McPhee lobbing it. Taylor taking the mark, just doing enough. They're a handy big pair, Taylor and Campbell. Ooh, that's trouble.
That is just so silly.
I'm trying to get the ball back for you, and you've hit it. Gone high.
That is Jordan Lewis. Unsociable, Robert. Unsociable football.
Yes, unsociable football. They play on the edge, a lot of these Hawks. I think Grant Birchall's had a night to forget. Another bloke who might be wondering about, is it all worthwhile, is Dustin Fletcher. He's an angry unit, Lewis, isn't he?
Well, he had a fistful of jumper, otherwise it was a straight left. Reimers takes the free kick and slots the goal for the Bombers. Willing customer is Kyle Reimers. Now, with a shirt full of sore ribs, he has to contend with Buddy Franklin for another 9 and a bit minutes.
Kyle Reimers has the last laugh in that little tete-a-tete. Let's have another look at the jumper punch. Just a forearm. That's silly from Jordan Lewis. Not the first time. I'm sure it's not the last, but you'd rather have him in the side than not, that's for sure.
I think he'd rather a fight than a feed, Quarters.
Yes. There's a couple in the Hawthorn team like that. I think Reimers might be in the same boat too, just quietly.
The bloke I'm feeling sorry for is Dustin Fletcher. He is just full of pain. He's 33 years of age. He's just been crunched. It's game number 286. He's on the superstar of the competition. But I really admire him. His last few years of league football have been right up there as far as quality goes.
And by the way, he's tonight becomes the second father-son combination to reach the 550 game milestone. Ken, of course, played 264 games. They're only one behind the Silvanis.
And you can imagine what the message is. We don't need you suspended, so pull your head in.
Message received, over and out. So the Bombers trailing by 38 points, 8.5 minutes left. And you can't see this doing much other than getting worse for them. Here's Franklin. Fletcher's got him. Wasn't going to let go. Still, the Hawks advance. Kennedy, though, spraying that out on the full.
Justin Fletcher, he's just full of hurt.
He's brave. Remember him that night in Perth a couple of years ago when he had his teeth knocked out?
Yeah, I reckon he says, I've had enough. Get the kid on.
So the kick, it's going to be marked by a Hawthorn player and Taylor, and he's off. And he pumps it long in the Franklin direction. He's being held. Umpire didn't pay it. Doesn't matter. Roughhead's got the mark.
Straight downstairs, Dustin Fletcher. The way he came off, lads, you wouldn't be surprised if he's carrying a cracked rib. He was in so much pain when he came off the ground.
I reckon you're right, Andy. His ribs, he got crunched in that hit about 5 minutes ago, and he is so sore.
So Roughhead for his third. And the Hawks now lead by 44.
And Roughhead's 3-all coming in the second half. Hodge and Franklin carried them in the first, kicked 8 of their 9, but they're being shared around as the game wears on and the Hawks' domination grows. They're becoming a little like Lilly and Thompson in their prime. If Lilly don't get you, Tomo will, and it's Buddy and Roughhead now, and Tim Boyle's there as the Maxi Walker.
Who's Ashley Mallett?
Cyril Rioli.
I've got another one for him, Tim. Righto, Wolsey, who do you take, Bradshaw and Brown or Roughhead and Franklin?
That's a good one.
That is a good one, Andy. That's much better. I think I'd take the Hawk couple.
Because they're younger?
Yeah, they're younger.
And because they're here tonight. Hooley takes the free kick for the Dons, who will be glad to reach the end of this tonight after showing a lot of promise in the first couple of quarters. Here's McVeigh. Stanton, one of the seniors now. Lucas can't get into the aerial contest. Big Campbell arrives like the Incredible Hulk. Jetta smothers the hand pass, forces the throw in.
I've got one for you, Andy Marr. Who would you take, Chris Judd or Gary Ablett?
Well, Chris Judd if he's fit.
No riders, Andy. You've just got to call it.
Chris Judd quarters.
Didn't go to ground with it. No, he ended up, the blue guys on top of him. What chance?
Just thinking, looking towards next week, Rob, with the Hawks go to Adelaide, which has been a real struggle for them in, well, over the years to beat Adelaide and Adelaide. Who would be the man to pick up Franklin? I thought Rutten would be a magnificent matchup. Wouldn't that be a sensational clash?
I reckon Bock.
Bock?
Yeah, I reckon Bock's got more mobility than Rutten. And it would
Rutten's
be a
got a good tank, though, hasn't he?
Oh, yes,
Probably hasn't got the pace, though.
Yeah, there's a couple there that they've got, but that'll be a terrific contest.
Remember, Chris Massey was given the job and kept on Franklin when he kicked those 7 goals in the final here last September.
Let's have a look at the Hawks matches to come. Adelaide in Adelaide, the Kangaroos, always a cracking match at the G, the Eagles at the G and the Swans at the G.
Hawks very slick, winning the clearances big time in this second half. Gillum now.
There's Matty Lloyd. He's been moved to centre half back, playing on Boyle.
Kennedy pumping it in the Buddy direction. Oh, what can you do? You can't chop. You just have to try and punch it as Ryder did. But Franklin's hands clamped around it.
That's one area he's improved this year, Rob, is his overhead marking.
Yes, and good leap, but he just gets the arms up at full stretch, so very hard to spoil him.
9 against Essendon on the MCG last year. Came in at an odd angle that time, and it's reflected in the outcome. Bad approach. Not a good kick. Hill almost gave it back to Hawthorn, but the Bombers maintained possession, at least for the moment. Winderlich for Pears. Stanton, but coming the other way. Ellis. And it's a ball up.
The Bombers 4 to come. Eagles at Telstra Dome, Carlton at the MCG, Freo over at Suba Yakko, and Brisbane at the Dome. There's Dustin Fletcher, sore and sorry for himself after that knock into the ribs.
What does Matthew Knights make of the evening, Rob? They showed what they're capable of for a way, didn't they? And they're getting into a habit of doing that.
They tackled really well early. The Hawks started to tackle better as the game wore on. Some reckless tackling and silly tackling like that. That's just ridiculous stuff.
Right.
That is...
Welsh has been on his case all night, hasn't he?
Silly football. Look, their skills let them down, Tim, repeatedly, because how many times did they go the bold option and they turned the ball over?
Do you get nostalgic when you see that number 32 on the umpire's back? It's Darren Goldspink's old number.
No, I don't.
Franklin's got to beat about 6 here, and he brought it to ground. Looking at Sam Mitchell's stats tonight, just the 13 disposals. Because Welsh has worn him like a glove. Mitchell this year averaging 29. So he's 16 down on his normal output. Love it. And that's a free kick.
Come on, hang on. You want to take your kick, Sam?
That's what you call making them earn it.
Clear away. Wow.
So Hodge again has a go at it. Another high tackle.
You just came in over him, all right? Let's go, your kick. Thanks, Jason. Let it go. Come on. That's it.
He's going to have another go.
And off the ball. Plenty happening at the moment. There's little bushfires breaking out everywhere.
I tell you what, the umpire got sucked in a bit to that one, and Hodgie would be very happy.
Now, I just want to have a look at the incident with Hodge and the umpire. It was all very friendly a moment ago when he put his arm around him, but they don't take too kindly to that, do they, Tim? Look, it was friendly, but you just don't want to touch them.
Yeah, as long as it's not condescending, I think. I mean, there was obviously no physical threat. It was done in jest. But, yeah, as long as the player isn't being condescending towards a not very experienced umpire, Jacob Mollison isn't. Another injury. They're going down like 9 pins at the moment.
That was almost a spear tackle.
A bit of evening up going on at the moment, Rob, I think, out there.
Well, I think the Hawks want to win the tackle count by the end of the night.
So down the middle go the Hawks. And the mark's taken by Young. Now, what's he going to do? He dishes off out wide to Clark, who kicks long to Franklin. He's in front. Yeah. And this will be for 9. He's kicked 8 goals for.
But if he kicks 9, the interest will be, look at that, Osborne bringing down Hooley. But if Buddy kicks 9, will he get 10? How much time is there to go, Tim? I don't know.
We're in the last 5, Rob.
Okay. Well, I hope he can.
So Franklin, who's taken 5 contested marks tonight. From directly in front, drives it home. Buddy's got 9. Can he get into double figures? So he equals his career best, Tim, which is against the Bombers last year.
Becoming a recurring nightmare for them, and Paddy Ryder might have nightmares tonight. Hasn't dropped his head at any stage, but he must feel a shattered young man.
Well, I can remember a day, Tim, where down at Moorabbin, where Tony Lockett kicked 10 goals on a young Stephen Silvani.
Stephen Silvani, yes, went through hell like this once. Robert Walls, formative experience perhaps in a career.
Good for your character.
That was against Tony Lockett at Moorabbin in 1989. And Paddy Ryder having that experience tonight against a champion of this game. Franklin for the second year in a row, 9 goals against Essendon. Might be time yet for another goal.
Well, Buddy hasn't kicked 10 in a senior AFL game, so let's see if he can do it.
46,500 have had plenty to enjoy tonight. A willing contest through the first half, and Franklin turning on an exhibition for Hawthorn. Bombers trying to set something up. Monfrey's taking it out the back. Myers hooking and hoping. Hooley hand passing and hoping, and in the end the hopes coming to nothing. Roughhead stabbing delivery. Stanton arrives and makes the spoil. Osborne gang tackle. Ball up. So it's a 50-point lead to Hawthorn. Matthew Knight's watching a night that started so promisingly get right away, and Alistair Clarkson, I think, much happier with the second half than with the first. Clark, well tackled. Osborne, though, off to Young, and Hawthorn just able to work it into the clear. And here they are again. The crowd start to go. He's got it again. Touch ball, play on, goes for the unguarded goal and just misses. He has 9-5.
Look at the Essendon supporters clapping the miss.
No sense of fear to the umpire.
Ryder got some finger onto the ball. Just enough. Touch ball. Well, he did touch it.
Yeah.
Got to pay those.
The touches or the marks?
The marks.
I think you're right. Especially when a bloke's got 9 goals.
Taylor goes into the corridor. He's got Williams out wide, Ellis, and that's where he goes. And that is it. The Hawks by 51. And Buddy Franklin, the star tonight with 9 goals, 5.